Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." This is one of the themes of this week's and last week's parasha, and of Purim that we celebrated last Friday. And in the wake of October 7th, it has never been more relevant. The Hebrew root, kahal, means to assemble or come together. First, the story of Purim, when Haman convinced King Ahasuerus to issue a decree to destroy the Jewish people. The initial reaction was one of despair. The Jews mourned, fasted, and wept. But it was only when they came together as a people, that they were able to fight back and defend themselves. Their victory, their survival was only possible because they stood together as one. Contrast that with last week's parasha, Kitisa. The people also gathered together, Vayakhel-When, but this time to build a golden calf. A moment of unity that led not to salvation but to near destruction. The message is clear. Coming together can be a force for good or a force for devastation. It all depends on the purpose. Now we come to Parashat Vayakhel that we read this week. Once again the people unite, but this time they do so for the holiest of purposes, to build the Mishkan, the sanctuary. Rabbi Sachs describes this as a tikkun, a repair. They had once come together to build an idol. Now they come together to build a home for God. After October 7th, we witnessed one of the greatest displays of Jewish unity in our time. Soldiers from all backgrounds stood side by side to defend Israel. Families opened their homes to evacuees. People around the world donated money, supplies, and time to support those in need. Everywhere we saw and internalized the words, Yachad Ninatzeach. Together we shall be victorious. But recently, that unity has begun to fray. Political divisions, controversial government decisions, and its appalling efforts to exempt the entire Haredi population from army service, while simultaneously calling up 400,000 reserves, including those who have already served 4 stints and have been away from their homes and families for hundreds of days since the outbreak of the war, are threatening to tear us apart. How do we hold on to the spirit of Vayakhel, of coming together for a higher purpose? Just last night I attended a wedding that provided an answer. The bride, currently serving in military intelligence, and the groom, a soldier in the elite Egoz commando unit, were surrounded by friends, some religious, some secular, Ashkenazim and Sephardim, and people from across the political spectrum. But none of those differences mattered. They had fought together, mourned together, and now they were celebrating together. And then it hit me. We don't just need our soldiers to protect us from our enemies. We need them to protect us from ourselves, to remind us what unity looks like, to teach us how we can come together as a community despite our many differences. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. Shabbat Shalom.